Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back again today with another mock draft. And today we are doing a mock draft on ESPN with two experts. We got his name is Mike Mital, and we also got FantasyCouch on YouTube. Both of them are on YouTube. I'll leave the links in the description. And we're doing it might say standard somewhere, but this is a PPR mock draft according to him. And 30 seconds left. It's on ESPN before the draft starts, and we are at the 11th pick. And before the draft starts, I'd like to ask you guys to please click the subscribe button down below, click the notification bell for more videos, and if you're from the Couch fam, say what's up in the comments section, and also leave a like, please. But this one's going to be a bit longer than my other videos because it is an actual mock draft and not with the computers, and I'm going to be breaking down every single pick that I see, a pick that I make, and I'm going to be talking about other picks and picks that I don't really like for certain teams, and my team's on the left over here. I turned that off. That scared me. Alright, the first pick is Saquon Barkley. That is pretty normal. You're going to be seeing Saquon, Zeke, Christian McCaffrey, and Alvin Kamara go 1, 2, 3, and 4 pretty much every single time, unless someone reaches for David Johnson in that pick range, but I don't really see that happening. So it goes Saquon, Zeke, Kamara, the first three off the board. Right here, we should be seeing McCaffrey if this is a more normal draft. Right now, FantasyCouch is up, and he's an expert, so he's probably not going to be reaching down unless he wants to go for one of those top receivers. But even at the 4 pick, I would not be going Davante Adams, who I believe is the best receiver in fantasy this year. He went Christian McCaffrey, just like I said. So now it's the 5th pick. And now we're going to start looking at who we really want once we get a bit closer. I like the 9 pick. He went Melvin Gordon. I personally would have went DJ, aka David Johnson, over Melvin Gordon. But that's strictly preference. I can't hate anyone. Pick any of these guys in the first round are pretty much going to be guys that you want on your team. So unless people reach, obviously, if you have the first pick and you reach for David Johnson or for James Conner, that's a stupid move in my opinion. But none of the picks so far have been reaches. So the 6th pick in the draft is Le'Veon Bell. That's a lot higher than I've been seeing on Sleeper because on Sleeper he goes at the end of the draft. I would definitely pick DJ over Le'Veon Bell. And then DeAndre Hopkins, first quarterback, or first receiver coming off the board, I'm sorry, over Davante Adams. That is a debate I've been seeing constantly. DeAndre Hopkins or Davante Adams as the one. And usually it comes out with people going Davante Adams as the one. Davante Adams goes now after Michael Thomas and Davante Adams, but no, my luck. DJ, of course, got picked. Oh no, he did not. No, he did not. Got picked Julio Jones. So we're going DJ here as a workhorse back in an ideal situation. So this is a no-brainer for me. DJ. I'd pick DJ at the 5th or 6th pick. So him falling all the way to whatever pick we have, the 11th pick, is super ideal here. Okay, so now this person is picking, and we're going to be looking at guys like Juju. We could go here. Wait. At running back, James Conner, Mixon, probably Mixon or Chubb we'd be looking at here, because a receiver went already. We don't really want any of these guys. We can just wait. So we're gonna go double running back, and Conner is still here. So we're gonna go James Conner. Obviously, he is someone who I've been picking in a lot of my drafts because I like him. I like his upside on the Steelers, and I think he's gonna be getting a shit ton of catches this year since AB's gone, and he's just a guy I overall like. So right now we got DJ, David Johnson, and James Conner on our team. So that's a pretty solid start, especially in a PPR mock. Joe Mixon goes next after we pick DJ. Before I picked Conner, Travis Kelce, and Juju went. So you're going to be seeing the big tight ends, the big 3 tight ends, which are Travis Kelce, George Kittle, and Zach Ertz go in the first 3 or 4 rounds. This is more of an expert draft, so you might not be seeing stuff like that, but you may be seeing them fall even further. But I do know that a lot of people will be picking in the first 4 rounds Kelce, Kittle, and Ertz. So after we picked Connor, Mixon went, then Odell Beckham, then Josh Jacobs, Dalvin Cook. And I think picking Josh Jacobs in the 2nd round is a huge reach, in my opinion. I would not be picking Jacobs until like the 3rd round. Same thing with Cook when there's still a guy like Chubb on the board, who I think is a lot better than either of those guys. Antonio Brown goes next. we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 picks into our pick, 14 now. Mike Evans comes off the board. You want to start looking for who you're going to pick when it's near your pick, so not like 3 picks away, but you're only like 5 picks away, so you can get a good idea of who you want to pick. Some leagues have a faster pick time. Some are 1 minute. This one is a minute 30. You have a minute and 30 to select your guy that you want in these ESPN mocks. So now I'm sitting here, and I don't think that Gurley, I should have talked about this. I don't think Gurley is going to be going until a lot later in the draft because of Gurley's knee injury, and I would not be picking him in the first 2, 3, 4 rounds. If he fell to the 5th, maybe I'd be into it, but not at this pick. The next guy picked Mike Evans, and then followed by George Kittle. The Fantasy Couch selects George Kittle. He's a guy, he talks up George Kittle. I like George Kittle, but at the second round, pick 9, I'm not as into Kittle. If it was the 3rd round and it was my pick, then maybe I'd be into picking Kittle. So after Kittle goes, T.Y. Hilton and Keenan Allen go. So I'm going to go back to all positions so we can see what everyone else is looking at. So when it comes to our pick soon, we're going to probably be looking either receiver or running back unless Ertz falls to us. But even if Ertz ends up falling to us, I do not think I'll be picking him. Todd Gurley goes with the last pick in the 2nd round. I would not be picking Gurley, like I said there, but some people think differently. Some people are Rams fans and think that he'll be fine, even though I would have definitely picked Chubb over him. You see right here, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receiver run there, and then Patrick Mahomes goes, followed by Derrick Henry. Now, Patrick Mahomes in your home league is going to be going like probably the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round. In drafts like this, I'm surprised he even went in the 3rd. I think he might go in like the 4th, but that's just something you got to know. And also, this is a 4-point quarterback touchdown league, so I would not be drafting quarterbacks until later because I just don't really see the point in doing it when you need real good running backs to win in these kind of leagues. In every kind of league, really, the running back is going to win you the championship, regardless PPR, half PPR, standard, even more important in standard. So after Mahomes, Derrick Henry goes, and Marlon Mack. So now we're getting towards our pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away. So down here, we're looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 around guys like Stefon Diggs, Brandon Cooks, Aaron Jones, Damian Williams in this falls this far down. Damian Williams is a guy I've been taking in the 2nd round. So even though I won't have the receivers that I want, why the fuck did I even say anything? Because of course, Devontae Freeman and then Damian Williams goes, then Aaron Jones. So we're probably going to be going receiver here, most likely at our pick. Kerryon Johnson goes. What running backs are still available? All right, we get Chris Carson later, so we're definitely going to go receiver here. And I think we can get a bunch of guys I like here, so it won't really matter. I think even though I don't like Cooper all that much because I think that he still had some shitty games last year on Dallas, and he seems to be a guy that upsets. With like such a high pick, he doesn't always put up every week. He's not a guy week in, week out who I think is going to put up a shit ton of points that I'd feel confident with, whereas a guy like Jules or like Stefon Diggs or Cooks, I feel like could do that for me. So I think I'm going to go Julian here if it's our pick, and then followed up with Cooks or Woods, one or the other, because I like those guys the most. Philip Lindsay went. So now we are 1 pick away. And we want to get... Oh, wait, is Ertz still available? If Ertz falls to my next pick, I'm going to be looking Ertz. He picked Jules, of course. So now it's our pick. And I think that I want to get Cooks or Woods here. I don't like AJ Green. I'm okay with Thielen or Diggs, but I'd rather get Cooks or Woods. And I think Woods is going to finish slightly better than Cooks because of last year's performance. And I just like Woods slightly more than Cooks because I think Cooks is more injury prone, in my opinion. So we're going to go Woods. After we went Woods, now to someone else's pick. So Leonard Fournette goes off the board. And we got a while till we pick again. Amari Cooper goes off the board. So now it's our pick. And I would go Ertz here, but I'd rather just wait for Ingram later or draft a guy later that I like. So we're probably going to be going receiver here and hope that Chris Carson falls to us. Adam Thielen here is a solid option at the receiving as a receiver. I like him a lot and a lot more than the guys that are going around him in this draft and in drafts in general. So we're probably going to be going Thielen here as long as no one else. Yeah, we're going to go Thielen here. Thielen's a great PPR option because he's always catching passes every game. Except for like at the beginning of last season, you saw him absolutely destroy. And towards the end, he kind of tapered off. But as I said, I wanted Chris Carson. Chris Carson gets absolutely sniped. But I'm not obviously live. This is just a recorded video, so they couldn't have actually heard me and sniped me. But I still think that we got sniped there. Miles Sanders comes off the board next. Miles Sanders is not a guy I'm drafting this early in the draft. He's not even a guy I look at in like the 7th round, so that guy is probably on the drugs. So Stephon Diggs goes, and then AJ Green. After, now it's our pick again, and we are probably going to be looking for a running back or a receiver because we need our flex, and I like to draft quarterbacks later, and Ertz already went, so it's okay. Galladay went. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 picks till we pick. And we're going to be looking at running back or receiver here. So David Montgomery goes in the 4th, which I think is quite a reach in my opinion. I would have waited, but I don't like a lot of the running backs here, so that's perfectly fine. Decision, Chris Godwin goes. I think I would rather have a guy like Cooks over Godwin, definitely. Now we're going to look around. No quarterbacks have been taken except for, I believe, Watson. And by Watson, I mean Mahomes. So just a bunch of solid quarterback options that are not going to be going until later in the draft. Brandon Cooks goes after Godwin. And we are just sitting here. Cooper Kupp goes. Like I said in every video, I don't think you should be picking Cooper Kupp at all. Due to his injury, and I think that Cooks and Woods is so much better than him that I feel like you should just target them over Kupp. So at the tight end position right now, the big 3 are gone, so we're probably gonna be waiting on tight end until later. If we could potentially get Henry later, or just wait and get Vance McDonald in like the 9th or 10th round. So James White goes, followed by Sony Michel and then Calvin Ridley. So James White going before Sony Michel, probably due to the injury, but I would stray away from Sony Michel due to his injury, and I don't really think I'd be picking James White this early in the draft. Ridley's a good pick here in the 5th. He's a receiver that I like. I also like DJ Moore, Boyd, and Lockett. Hopefully Lockett could fall to me because he's going to be a great flex option for this team, and then we can start hammering running backs that I like. Guys like Henderson, guys like Latavius Murray, Penny, Barber, Jones. So, and Royce Freeman all the way down there. So, we can pretty much hope that Lockett falls to us because I'm fine with Lockett, Boyd, or Moore. Either of those guys I think are going to be pretty good. So, after Calvin Ridley, Aaron Rodgers goes, second quarterback off the board, which I don't really think I'd pick Rodgers this early, but Rodgers is going to be going even earlier in your at-home draft. So, just so you know, I like Watson more than Rodgers in fantasy due to his running ability, even though Rodgers can also run. Okay, after Rodgers, Tevin Coleman goes. I would not be picking any San Francisco running backs this early. I think that's pretty dumb. They're in a running back by committee. There's a lot of guys there, and I don't really trust any of them except for Breida, and Breida's going last out of all those guys, and he's like a late round flyer guy. So I would not be mad picking Breida at the end of the draft, but right now, I'm not looking for any of that. So it's coming up on our pick, and hopefully, Lockett, Boyd, and Moore fall to us unless the 3 guys in front of us pick all 3 of my guys and absolutely snipe me. But after Coleman went, Mark Ingram went, and Alshon Jeffrey, I don't really want anything to do with Mark Ingram. So glad someone took him before I could. Alshon Jeffrey goes, Tyreek Hill, and then O.J. Howard. So now 4 tight ends have gone. Tyreek Hill's a guy that I'm pretty confused about. It came out today when I'm recording this Tuesday. I know it's coming out on Wednesday, but on Tuesday it came out that he's good to go for training camp, that the NFL had some type of meeting with him for like 8 hours, and now he's good to go for training camp. So I don't know if he's going to get suspended. The timetable I'm unsure of. So I'm not sure about Tyreek Hill. Now it looks like we are going to get one of our guys here. Either Lockett, Boyd, or Moore. And maybe even, I don't think I'd pick them on the swing. I don't think I would, when I come back, I don't think I want another receiver. He went Lockett. So we're going to go with a guy I like. Boyd has the same bye as Woods, so you got to be cautious of the buy. So I'm going to go with DJ Moore here. I talk about DJ Moore a lot. I like him a lot because he's the 1 on the Panthers, and I think that he's overall a pretty solid receiver. So Jarvis Landry goes after Moore. I would not be picking Jarvis that high, but we're probably going to be going running back here. And hopefully, I think Drake here is a solid option, even though Evan Ingram would be solid for the team. I hope maybe Henry can fall to us in the 7th, and if not, we're going to be going Fants. So we're going to go running back here. And since we already got the guys, we're going to be starting week in and week out. We're going to go with a solid option here of Kenyon Drake. I think Kenyon Drake could be solid this year in the new offense. And I think that he's a guy that's not very risky. And I like to be very risk averse in the draft, at least in the first 4 rounds, but we're in the 6th round now. But I think he's safer than all these guys. And I see a big drop off after Kenyon Drake to Cohen, Geis, LaShawn McCoy. I don't want any of those guys. I want, except for Cohen, I guess. But I want Drake, so we're going to go Drake. Okay. So now we have to wait a long time. Since we were the 11th pick, we have to wait forever to pick again. So we're gonna hope that Penny or Latavius Murray falls to us, and then hope that potentially, I don't know if it's gonna be possible, considering Henderson went in the 6th. I'd like to wait slightly longer for Henderson and Henderson's the backup for Gurley. I'd prefer to wait because I'd rather get a guy who I know for sure is the 1, like Kenyon Drake, in that situation. But I can't hate on anyone doing that. After Henderson, Latavius goes. He's another guy I talk up in about every single mock draft. And then Darius Geis, a guy I talk about how I don't want him because he's a running back by committee. And I don't really want those kind of guys on my team. Right now, while we are waiting for this guy to pick, I'd like to ask if you guys could please subscribe down below. Please click a like and please leave a comment about whatever you want. So after Darius Geis, Mike Williams goes, and then Jordan Howard. I don't want Howard either because he's also going to be in a running back by committee. I think Miles Sanders is going to take the job from him eventually, but I would not commit a high pick on Miles Sanders like I believe happened earlier in the draft. So we're going to be looking probably running back again. We're probably going to be looking running back like I said. Hopefully Penny somehow falls to us. That would be the dream. Penny or Ronald Jones or Royce Freeman, any of those guys I'm pretty good with. At the receiver position, there's still going to be guys I like later, like down here, all the way down here, like Kiki Cootie, Geronimo Allison, Curtis Samuel, but we have DJ Moore, so not as much Curtis Samuel, Deshaun Hamilton, guys I like. So after Howard goes Tyler Boyd, Andrew Luck, and Sammy Watkins. Andrew Luck's the 3rd guy off the board. Actually, I don't know what I was saying earlier about Aaron Rodgers being the second, like the 3rd guy. I like Mahomes best, Mahomes then Luck, then Deshaun Watson, and then Rodgers. And then, okay, so after Luck, Sammy Watkins goes, and then Allen Robinson. And we are on pick 74 now, and we are going to be waiting till 86. Oh, Evan Ingram goes. I was hoping Evan Ingram would somehow fall to us, but that's not going to be happening in a lot of drafts. At the quarterback position, there's still a lot of guys that I still like, so it's pretty much worth waiting towards the end where I can get a rushing quarterback that I like. So Hunter Henry goes, and then D.D. Westbrook. So 2 tight ends go. So now none of the tight ends that I would even want are available. I would not pick Delaney Walker this high. I think Vance McDonald in like the 10th is going to be worth a good pick, and then pick Herndon if we want it as our bench option, especially in a 7-bench league. Because there's going to be on the waiver wire, when you're in a bigger bench league, there's going to be less quarterbacks and less tight ends available to be picking up. When guys in your at-home league might be drafting 3 quarterbacks, 2 quarterbacks, or 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends, or 3 quarterbacks and 2 tight ends. You don't want that. So D.D. Westbrook goes after Hunter Henry. I don't remember if I said that or not. But we are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks away. Or 8 picks away. Something like that. And we're going to hope that we can pick a receiver that we like and a running back that we like here. I think we want Pettis, Fuller, hopefully Pettis and Penny. Hopefully we can get the PP, you know, if you know what I'm saying, get that PP. So after DD, Sterling Shepard goes, and then Deshaun Watson goes. So we're going to be trying to get those 2 guys. I think that is probably the best stack here, considering we already have running backs on the bench, and we filled out the important positions of running back and receiver, and we're going to wait on quarterback and tight end, like I've said from the beginning. That guy absolutely sniped Pettis from me. I was more on the Pettis train than the Will Fuller train here. But I still like Fuller a lot because when he's active, he's going to be absolutely destroying. He's going to be him and Deshaun Watson, when they're both healthy, absolutely destroy on the field. So that's a pretty good combination there, even though we don't have Watson. After Pettis goes Jared Cook, and then N'Keal Harry, and then Baker Mayfield, and then Rashad Penny right before I get to pick. Of course, the guy I really want goes before I get to even pick. So, actually, Robbie Anderson is still on the board, so we might be considering Robbie Anderson here, depending on if I think we want Fuller more. So, let's think about it real quick. I think we're going to want to get Robbie Anderson here because I don't see as much injury risk with him when compared to a guy like Fuller, where Fuller's a huge injury risk, especially in the 7th round. I do still like to get him, so I wouldn't hate if someone was to pick him, but I definitely like Robbie Anderson more. We went Anderson. Now we have 2 picks until we're up again. I almost just knocked my mouse straight off my desk if you saw it go a bit stupid right there. The running backs, I don't really like these running backs. And I don't really want to reach, but at the same time, I don't think picking a receiver here would be very, very smart. So, we're probably going to be waiting on receiver and hoping that a guy like Kiki or Christian Kirk or Geronimo falls to us in the next round. Okay, so LaShawn McCoy is the best ranked running back right now, but that is not true at all. You don't want LaShawn McCoy. They may even cut him. Buffalo may cut him, so I don't want someone like that on my team. I'd rather pick a guy like Ronald Jones or Royce Freeman at this pick. So we're gonna go Rojo. I know right now Peyton Barber is the one, but I think that Ronald Jones should be able to take it. And if it was possible, I would go Barber and Ronald Jones, but I think Ronald Jones is the pick here. So we're on Rojo. Okay, so after we picked Robbie Anderson, Naheem Hines went, then Russell Wilson, and then Ronald Jones. So a lot of guys have quarterbacks now. So we're gonna start looking towards quarterback, probably in like what round are we in now? This is the 8th round, probably like the 10th or 11th round, because there's still gonna be guys there that I like. So after we picked Ronald Jones, Donta Foreman went, followed by Will Fuller. Hopefully the guy who picked Foreman has Miller, because I do like Foreman as a flyer, but I wouldn't pick him this early when there's guys like Royce Freeman, Barber, Eckler on the board. Guys like a lot more. Let's see. Down here, Jalen Samuels is all the way down here. We're going to queue him up. Other guys I like down here, guys like Alexander Madison. If Dalvin Cook goes down, Dalvin Cook is a huge injury risk. Devin Singletary, who could end up being the starter by the time the year starts over LaShawn McCoy. There's a lot of guys down here I like. Justice Hill. Mike Davis could be the one on Chicago at the beginning of the season. You just never know. And then guys like Malcolm Brown, who could potentially get past Darrell Henderson and be the number 2 on the Rams on such a high-powered offense. Down here are guys that you're not interested in. You don't want these guys. Another guy kind of like down here is Ito Smith. He's the backup for Devontae Freeman, who's also an injury risk, and they got rid of Tevin Coleman in the offseason, so he's a guy that I like a decent amount. Theo Riddick may get cut. Same with Duke Johnson. I'm not too high on those guys. If I had Mixon, I would be looking for Giovanni Bernard here at the end of the draft. I also like Dion Lewis because I know that they have not really committed to Derrick Henry, so or they seem that they can't commit to Derrick Henry. I don't know how this season's going to go. Maybe in preseason we'll figure it out. If Peyton Barber somehow falls to us, or Eckler, that's probably going to be our pick, and then we're going to be going quarterback probably with the next pick. Because we get Barber, we can solidify the Tampa Bay backfield, and I think that is pretty good. So we are probably going to be looking to go quarterback soon. Matt Ryan still available, Cam Newton, Big Ben, Drew Brees, Wentz, Dak. Hopefully we can get Dak. We can probably even wait till the 11th and hopefully get Dak. Or just pair guys like Jameis Winston with Lamar Miller. Fuck! The guy picked Vance McDonald, the guy I would have been looking for there. So after Will Fuller went, Royce Freeman went, followed by Marvin Jones, followed by Kyler Murray, Christian Kirk, DK Metcalf, Vance McDonald, Golden Tate. Kyler Murray, I don't think that that's much of a reach in the back of the 8th. I think he's going to be going in like the 8th or 9th round, but he may be flying even higher towards the actual draft season in August. So now it's our pick. We're probably going to be going one of these. It's not our pick, actually. I've lied to you. We are a bunch of picks. We're 10 picks away from picking. So Deshaun Jackson goes. That's a guy who I like to take a flyer on. I would have been waiting till later to do something like that because I think you can wait on Deshaun Jackson till later in the draft and pick him. Followed by Matt Ryan, a quarterback who I think could be a top 5 quarterback this season, and then LaShawn McCoy, someone who I told you guys to absolutely avoid. Corey Davis is still available here, but Corey Davis is a guy that I'm not drafting, and unless you even if you paid me, I wouldn't draft that guy. He sucks. He's terrible. I mean, so far back in the draft, he definitely does have some value here with how late we'd be picking him, but I do not want that at all. So hopefully here we can go. Oh, Kiki went off the board. So early for Kiki. Damn it. Hopefully we can get Geronimo here with Peyton Barber or Eckler. Preferably probably Barber because then we, like I said before, then we can absolutely have the whole Tampa Bay backfield. And that is ideal. Because it's not as risky if you go just Ronald Jones, then you're hoping Jones takes it. But if you go Ronald Jones and Peyton Barber, it doesn't matter who has it, who takes the job because you have both of them. That's how you avoid risk with a late round pick. I'm pissed though that Vance went because I did want Vance Refrigeration, aka Vance McDonald. Now we're probably going to be looking at guys like Chris Herndon at the end of the draft and match him with a guy like Noah Fant and hope that ends up hitting at the end of the draft. So after Cootie went, Jack Doyle went, a guy that I think is okay. Him or Ebron I don't really want because I don't know who each week is going to be getting those touchdowns. And touchdowns are important for tight ends. You need to get a touchdown to have a solid tight end week normally, unless you're like a guy like Kelsey. After Doyle, Larry Fitz goes, followed by Carson Wentz, Drew Brees, Geronimo Allison, David Njoku, and now it's our pick. They sniped Geronimo Allison straight away from me, so we're going to be going Peyton Barber here, like I said. Hello? Okay, we picked Barber. Oh, I'm pissed Geronimo Allison is going to be there for our swing around the back. But we still can get some solid receivers back here. towards the end of the draft. Like MVS going all the way down here. Probably going to be looking towards one of these guys at the end of the draft. Maybe even Kenny Stills or any of these Miami wide receivers, because one of them is going to end up being the one. So on that team, so that's pretty good. Robert Foster all the way down here is a guy I like, but we also are probably going to have to draft a backup quarterback and a backup tight end. Probably a backup quarterback or a backup tight end, but not necessarily. We currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs and 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers. So we definitely need another running back because you need to finish your draft with more running backs than receivers, and that's just a fact. But we have James Conner, so we kind of want to get Jalen Samuels as our handcuff, and I think we might just avoid going 2 quarterbacks and just go 2 tight ends at the end of the draft, so we can get one of these guys and our handcuff at receiver or at running back. So hopefully we can go Eckler here, and hopefully Jalen Samuels falls to us. Hopefully. And Eckler is still here, so we're probably going to be going Eckler here. Eckler is solid because if Melvin Gordon was to go down, he would be a top tier running back, like a top 10 running back. But also, if even when he's in the game, he still gets pass catching opportunities on the team. So we're gonna go Eckler. Boom, Eckler. All right, so after that guy went Corey Davis, MVS was selected, so we got sniped again. We wanted MVS in the next round, but that's okay because not everything's gonna go your way in these drafts. So we're probably gonna go one more receiver, and then our tight end and our quarterback we're gonna need to pick probably eventually. I don't really like any of these receivers, which is the problem, but we're probably just gonna go with one of those Miami guys. At tight end, it's getting desperate out here. I think if we get a guy like Trey Burton and Noah Fant, I'm not mad at that. Like Hooper, Noah Fant, guys like that, I'm not really mad at. Or Chris Herndon, Noah Fant, because Chris Herndon might have that 2-game suspension. Hopefully, Jerick McKinnon went off the board. I don't want him at all. So, it's looking pretty good here. At the quarterback position, we still have guys like Cam Newton, Big Ben, Dak still on the board. Hopefully Dak can come to us because I do want Dak. I think Dak, where's Dak at? He's got an 8 by week 8, and Josh Allen has 6. So if we were to pair 2 quarterbacks together, which we're not going to do because we're stuck with 2 shitty tight ends, we're going to be we would go backup quarterback in that situation, but we're not going to normally. But if you pair a guy like Dak with Josh Allen might even be available on the waiver wire when you have to start Josh Allen. Josh Allen also has a really easy first 3-week schedule against the Bengals, Jets, and Giants, not in that order, I don't think. But that's the first 3 easy weeks. And then he's going to play the Patriots and get shut down, most likely, just like he did last year in the Fantasy Championship, where everyone was riding on Josh Allen and he absolutely shit the bed for you. So, we're probably going to be going we need to go quarterback soon, and we need to go tight end soon, and wait for those last couple of guys. But we're probably going to go quarterback over tight end, because the quarterback position is more important. Hopefully Dak falls to us, or Cam Newton. That would be ideal for us here at the back of the draft. The back of the draft. Maybe Jameis Winston's gone, right? Yeah, so probably right now, Goff or Dak, any of those guys are guys I'm looking for here. Or even Josh Allen. So we'll see what we get when it's our pick. So after Deshaun Hamilton went, Damian Harris went the backup for one of the backups in the New England backfield. Kalen Ballage goes, Cortland Sutton, and then Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell is a guy that you're going to start seeing a lot being drafted in the back of the draft. He could be the number 2 receiver on the Colts because Moncrief is gone. And I think they drafted him. They drafted him this year, so they're probably going to be looking to see what they can get from him this year. So we are picking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 picks, 11 picks, something like that. And let me point something out here. I don't really like the way the ESPN client works. I like the NFL one or the Yahoo one more, but I guess it's not that bad. It used to be way worse than it is now. So hopefully Cam can fall to us, or Goff. Cam or Goff we'd be looking at here. I feel like Cam or Goff are like guys you can definitely start week in, week out. So that's where we're going to be going. James Washington has been selected. James Washington is a guy I'd rather have Moncrief on the Pittsburgh offense because I think that he's just better than Washington in general, and I think that they will use him as the number 2 receiver, even though he won't be like the second guy that Big Ben's looking for. Big Ben will probably be looking Juju, and then Connor, and then Vance, and then probably Washington or Moncrief, but I think Moncrief is going to be that guy, in my opinion, and a lot of fantasy experts also believe in that. I don't claim to be an expert, but just talking in general. Okay, so after Washington, Michael Gallup goes, followed by Raquel Armstead. Armstead is clearly that guy's handcuff for Leonard Fournette. And I think if you draft Leonard Fournette, someone who could just not show up to picture day and just miss a game, or someone who can even get injured. So you need to make sure you got that backup. That backup used to be TJ Yeldon, and when you slapped TJ Yeldon in your lineup when Fournette was hurt, you saw solid production. So I can see why Armstead definitely could do that too. So I see him as a definite must handcuff if you draft Leonard Fournette. Guys like him or Dalvin Cook are guys that you're definitely going to want to be handcuffing. The Bears defense goes by FantasyCouch in the 11th round. That is a absolute reach. I do not want the Bears until the I don't want a defense until the last round, so that's okay. We're probably going to be going Cam Newton here, hopefully. Cam Newton or Goff are probably going to be the picks here. Cam Newton's definitely more risky due to him getting hurt. Goff is definitely safer, but Goff's definitely better at home. He's an at-home guy. Hopefully we can get Cam here. Carlos Hyde goes, unless that guy had drafted Damian Williams. I don't see any way that Carlos Hyde can even take the 1 over Damian Williams, so I wouldn't even worry about Carlos Hyde. He kind of sucks ass. After Carlos Hyde goes Tyrell Williams, the Oakland receiver he was formerly on the Chargers. I don't know why people are drafting him. I just avoid him completely. He's just a guy that's okay. Like, I guess I don't really completely avoid him. I just never pick him. He's not a guy, like, out of the receivers that are available here, probably. There's other guys that I'd rather have. Guys like Kenny Stills or Albert Wilson, or even like Sanu is a guy I like more than Tyrell Williams, even though Tyrell Williams might be the number 2 behind AB, so there's definitely some solid upside there. Okay. So we're looking quarterback, like I've said a million times. Hopefully, praise Jesus, Cam Newton falls to us. Because we're certainly not drafting a backup quarterback. In this draft, Madison goes. That guy has Dalvin Cook, probably. I would assume. So we're to be going quarterback here. Hopefully. Oh, he doesn't. Someone stole his handcuff. What a savage move. Deebo Samuel goes. Alright, so we got Cam here. That's definitely where we're going. It was either Cam or Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff is safer, probably, but I do like the running upside of Cam, even though Goff can run. But we're going to go Cam here. Now it's 2 more picks until our pick, and we probably need to get that tight end that we want. Even though we probably can wait, but I think if we wait, then other people will be picking tight ends. So probably kind of risky here, not going tight end. And we don't want to be too risky when we go tight end here because we're going at the end of the draft. We're picking guys that no one wanted, even though Ebron is still there. And Ebron normally goes in like the 6th round, so I'm surprised he even fell this far. So even though I think that Jack Doyle could be taking a lot of his catches and stuff like that, I'm still probably going to go Ebron here because he seems like the safest option. And it's our pick, so we do get Ebron. After we picked Cam, Sanu went, and then Chris Thompson. So we're going to go Ebron here. This seems like pretty much a no-brainer. We're going to pair him with another guy in the back of the draft. So we go Ebron, and now I don't think we have to wait. We would not pick our backup tight end yet. He'd probably be our the pick we make before we pick our defense and kicker. So we're probably going to go for a running back or receiver. We have 6 running backs, 4 receivers. We could probably go with 7 running backs and 4 receivers. I've done that before and haven't hated it at all. So looking here, Adrian Peterson goes. Adrian Peterson's also a guy I'm going to avoid, but even in the 12th round, I might be looking his way. Noah Fant goes. That's a guy I also liked over. I liked him. That guy went with C.J. Anderson. C.J. Anderson isn't going to do anything in Detroit, just so you know. He's not going to be taking carry-ons, receptions, his runs, probably at all, in my opinion. Unless Patricia, the guy with the backwards hat, pencil-having motherfucker, goes. So Jamal Williams goes after him. Jamal Williams is okay. I don't really look his way, though, back here in the draft. Kareem Hunt goes. Kareem Hunt is a guy that I would not be drafting unless I had Chubb. I would not draft him at all. And I still don't even think he's going to take the job from Chubb, especially if Chubb has such a good first 7-8 weeks, however long Kareem Hunt's suspended for. After Hunt, Rudolph goes. Rudolph's a guy that goes pretty late, and he doesn't really have much upside. He's more of a ceiling guy. He's okay. Not a guy I really target, though. Ooh, Burrito is still here. Hopefully Burrito falls to us. But now that I said that, he's probably going to go in the draft. So we're probably going to be getting Ito Smith or Justice Hill, which I wouldn't mind, really. Any of those guys. The fantasy couch is up. Hopefully he picks pretty fast. I'm not trying to wait that long. We are already in the 12th of 16th round, so I don't even know how long this has been recording for because the version of OBS I use, the Streamlabs OBS, does not show how long you've been recording for. So we love to see that. But it's probably been a long fucking time. This thing started at 10 like 45 or something. So we've probably been going to close to an hour at this point. Maybe, but maybe I'm completely wrong. I started at 10:55, and we've only been here for like 30 minutes. Who knows? Because I certainly don't. After Kareem Hunt, Kyle Rudolph went. I already said that. He is taking forever to pick. We're probably going to be going Breida, but hopefully Breida. And something important to know is that when you're in an actual draft, you need to look at who you're drafting with. So if you know your friend picks like certain guys, you need to know that because if they're gonna reach for those certain guys, or you're gonna have to pick them right before that. So say your friend likes the Cardinals, right? He might be going more towards Andy Isabella because he's a Cardinals fan. So he might view that as higher than someone who's going around them at receiver, like let's see, like Stills. But I think Andy Isabella is better than Stills. So that's not a good example, but I hope you understand what I'm talking about. So after Andy Isabella, Chris Herndon goes, a guy I would have been looking at. Matt Breida, who I really wanted, got absolutely sniped from me. Giovanni Bernard, and then Jaguars defense. In a deep bench like this, the draft gets diminished back here. I don't know who we're looking at here. Probably we're still looking at Justice Hill, Smith, and Dion Lewis, but I don't really like a 7-man bench. I'm more of a 6-man bench kind of guy, but that's just me. So we're gonna be going our running back here. 3 defenses have went. We don't want a defense until the last round, like I preach every single time. So that's okay. Hopefully, we can get Dion Lewis, Ito Smith, or Justice Hill on our team. Hopefully. But we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks away, 8 picks away. So hopefully that happens. Typically in these kind of drafts, like in a real draft, when you're sitting here, the last few picks either take 20 seconds because people just pick guys off the board that they know, or you're going to be seeing guys pick take super long. They're going to be Googling shit. They're going to be whipping out their magazine that you shouldn't own and be looking for picks here. So Robert Foster goes, someone who I like late in the draft at the receiving position, the receiver position, followed by Jared Goff and Marquise Brown. So that's some solid picks here. Marquise Brown's definitely a flyer, Hollywood Brown. He's Antonio Brown's cousin. And while I don't really like Lamar Miller as a quarterback, I like him in fantasy as a quarterback because of his legs and his touchdown upside on the ground. But I mean, if he ends up being like the 1 or the 2 on Baltimore in the 11th or the 13th round, that's definitely some solid upside. So don't hate that pick. Goff going this late is also a surprise. I really do like. Goff is probably a top 12 quarterback when the year's said and done. So that is not that bad of a pick. I'm gonna take a drink real quick because I've been talking for like 50 minutes straight without really drinking anything. So hopefully you did not hear me slurp that down. AJ Brown goes, Tennessee receiver next. It's double Brown and then Chargers defense. So hopefully, maybe we can just pick. Oh, Greg Zuerlein. So we're looking at Dion Lewis. Hopefully, we're just gonna go Dion Lewis because I think that I just said fucking riveted. I think that you know what? We're just gonna go Justice Hill because I want that solid upside. And I think Dion Lewis or Justice Hill could be the pick here, but we're gonna go Justice Hill because I think that Justice Hill might be able to take the 1 from Mark Ingram, whereas Dion Lewis isn't gonna be taking the 1 on his team from I almost just said Hunter Henry, Derrick Henry. Or yeah, that's the name, Derrick Henry. So we're going Justice Hill here. All right, so we went Justice Hill. Could have picked Malcolm Brown also. We liked him down here, but now we need our backup tight end, and then we're going to be going our defense and kicker. So Ebron is our starter, so we need someone who's not by 6. Even though I don't really think we need a backup for him though. Even though maybe, yeah, I don't really like any of these receivers. Like I said, I like Stills or Wilson, but we're just going to be going backup tight end. And we're just going to go with probably either Hooper or Burton. So let me think real quick. I like both of these guys. I think Burton even finished pretty solid last year, so I think that people are treating him like he was ass last year, even though he was pretty good. So it's either Burton or Hooper, but I like Burton because I like how Mitchell Trubisky targets him. Hooper is in on a team where there's a lot of receiving options there. There's Julio, there's Tevin Coleman, there's all that stuff. So on that team, not Tevin Coleman. So I just got completely sidetracked because of how confusing that was. So there is what's it called? What was I going to say? There is on the Atlanta Falcons. Sorry, there is Julio. They got Freeman, the running back. They got Ito Smith. They got a lot of guys. They got They also have the receiver from Alabama. What's his name? Oh, I'm so dumb. I can't figure out what his name is. Shit. What's his name? Ridley, Calvin Ridley. And they got Sanu, so they got some solid options there. So I don't know if every week you're going to be wanting to start. Oh my God, we've been in here for an hour, so my brain is in an absolute bucket right now. Who is that tight end's name? I'm gonna just look it up on my phone. His name is Austin Hooper. So, yeah, okay. So after we picked Burton, Bills goes Jameis Winston, Justin Tucker, Dak Prescott, Emmanuel Sanders, JJ Argeo-Whiteside. Who's the guy? Jaws, who's going now, who is being picked as a sleeper in a solid offense. Okay. So we're looking defense here, and then kicker. But as I always say, the way you pick a defense is you look up the schedule, and then you pick a defense based on the schedule of their first game, and then you stream week in and week out. So we're just gonna go with the top ranked defense here on the thing, and then just we would obviously, if this was a real draft, be looking into that. He went Dion Lewis, solid pick there. Phillip Rivers. We're going defense before kicker. Because kicker, we could even go kicker then defense, but I usually go defense and then kicker normally. Will Lutz goes, so we're probably going to be going. We have 2 pretty fast picks. So, yeah. Austin Hooper goes. Hopefully we can get the Patriots because they're the highest ranked one, but it doesn't really fucking matter. Texans are probably going to be good this year. I don't even know who they're playing. Who are the Patriots playing week 1? Does it tell us? Oh no, it tells it last year, but not this year's schedule. Because why would that be in the draft client showing you who they're actually playing this year? Why would that need to be in there? That would be too smart. Harrison Butker goes. So we are 1, 2. Ben Roethlisberger goes. Ben Roethlisberger last year was like a 7th round pick, and now he's going pretty much undrafted or at the end of the draft. So he's definitely some solid value back there, even though he lost his number 1 receiving option. But he still has guys like, he still has Juju, still has Connor, still has Jalen Samuels, and still has Vance McDonald. So, I mean, the difference between Juju and AB is definitely kind of big, but they're still going to, he always targets just one guy mainly, so he's going to be throwing it Juju's way. The only thing that's different is Big Ben and AB had that chemistry that is just crazy. Like they would like make like a sign, like Antonio Brown would put up the deuces. He put up 2 fingers like by his like leg, and then Big Ben would look at it and be like, okay, so he's gonna change the play and do this, shit like that. Shit that maybe Juju. I don't think Juju and Big Ben have that connection, but I'm not sure. So Ito Smith went, and now we're waiting. We got 2 picks left: our defense and our kicker, and then we're gonna like recap our team, and then probably just end the video. I guess we'll wait till the end till everyone picks their kicker and defense. But yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo goes, Texans defense goes, and then followed by Kiem Fairbairn, the kicker. I'm not much of a kicker guy, if I'm being honest. I don't know anything about the kickers really, except for how they did last year. I know Gostowski's a great kicker. I know pretty much any of these guys is gonna be okay for you, so you don't really have to worry. The Ravens goes and the Baltimore goes. So we're probably going Patriots here. Hakeem Butler goes, one of those receivers on Arizona, who I would not be targeting, but still a solid pick. It's our pick. So we're going Patriots defense here. I don't know anything about the Patriots defense, but you just go defense, and then you go kicker, usually. We're going kicker. We're probably hoping we get Gostowski, but as I fucking say that, he just gets slung off the board. Probably going to be going Adam Vinatieri or Robbie Gould here, or Maher. It doesn't matter because it's a kicker, so we're going to go Robbie Gould. Actually, we're going to go Maher. Maher was pretty solid last year. So now our draft is over for us, so now we're going to be recapping our team. Can we do that? Can we just look at our team? No, we cannot. So, with our first pick, we went David Johnson, then we went Connor, then we went Robert Woods, Adam Thielen, then DJ Moore, then Kenyon Drake, Anderson. Okay, actually, that is a terrible way of doing it. So our starting roster is Cam Newton, David Johnson, James Conner, Robert Woods, Adam Thielen, Eric Ebron, DJ Moore, Patriots defense, Maher, and then our bench is Drake, Kenny Drake, Robbie Anderson, Ronald Jones, Peyton Barber, Austin Eckler, Justice Hill, and then Trey Burton. So that's a pretty good team. I know the defense and the kicker don't really matter, so the defense I would have picked would have been someone completely different because I would have done the research to figure out who I want to pick in that exact situation, like which team is playing a soft offense that week. And pretty much it's going to be all kickers and defenses from here on out. So thank you guys for watching the video. Please click the subscribe button. Please click the like button. Leave a comment about anything in the video. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So have a great Wednesday. Goodbye, guys.